What's up, YouTube? Hudson Fan 15 back with a video response for Michael AR Falk 77. He asked 5 questions. This is not a contest, it's just something fun to do, and I figured I would answer them. Number 1, he asked if you could have a meal with someone who is no longer with us, who would it be and why? One of my great musical influences that influenced my taste, not that I'm a musician, but whose song spoke to me from really the moment I heard him, was Johnny Cash. And I would want to probably have that meal with him just to find out, his life has been documented pretty heavily, movies and everything else, but just kind of understand from what kind of place mentally he was approaching his music, because I think everyone has an idea of what he was trying to convey, but at the same time, art is open to interpretation, and I just love to kind of pick his brain, and especially about the songs he chose the later years in life when he was on American Records with Rick Rubin. What motivated him to pick some of the songs that he picked and collaborate with some of the musicians that he collaborated with. He asked the same, as the second question, he asked the same question for somebody alive, and I would probably pick Tony Dungy, former Colts coach and current NFL analyst for NBC. He has this sort of kind of zen approach. I don't want to put him in like a Phil Jackson kind of light, but he sees, you can almost hear, even when he's delving into great football analysis, that he comes from this very centered place in his life where he realizes that everything, at least it seems to me, that all of this is just something that we do, that's not one of the more important things in our lives, and that he's a man of family and a man of faith. And I think it'd probably be one of those scenarios where I walk in expecting him to say something profound, whether intentionally or not. And that would be kind of my goal of the whole experience, is just have him say one thing that would be impactful to me. That's about it. Michael then asked question number 3, which is a YouTuber who's been gone for a while that you'd like to see back. There are so many, and I hope that no one takes offense if they have their own picks or whatever else, or if it's somebody who just watches videos and doesn't make them and I don't mention them. But there were 3 guys that I would like to see back making videos. Weaver 505, John made some really entertaining videos, and I got to meet him in New York, and he seemed like a cool dude, and I know he had issues and problems and blog blow-ups and whatever else, but I'd love to see John Weaver back. A little bit lesser known YouTuber Bernard Cliff, aka 1996, he put up a video that didn't have really anything to do with him about 3 months ago, but the last original video of his was over a year ago, and I enjoyed watching his videos, not only because of the little fish setup he had behind him, but he'd bounce back and forth between talking about Bo Jackson and going to concerts with the guitar picks, and I'm looking at the Drowning Pool one that he sent me right now. So yeah, it'd be good to see some more videos from him, see how he's doing. And finally, one of the other guys I met in New York who does not make videos anymore, Yanks Ticks man Tommy. I don't know again what happened to Tommy. I don't run in like blog circles and whatever, why he stopped making videos or whatever else. But when I tell stories about going to New York, a lot of them revolve around him. He wasn't like Alex, who brought a National Treasures case to break, but walking down a street in New York, just literally in the shadow of Madison Square Garden, talking with Travis and Bobo, and all of a sudden having Tommy from a couple of people back in the group that was walking scream, "Look at this asshole walking down the street in flip-flops and shorts. Doesn't he know it's, effing, cold outside?" And we all just lose it. Just lose it. And Bobby just keeps walking like he didn't even hear him. And Travis is turning colors, and I'm doubled over laughing, and it was just epic. And then I wish we had cameras running for the BT Tommy wrestling match that ensued in the hotel room, and trust me, that is as homo as it sounds. But yeah, I'd love to see some Tommy Bello videos. My biggest influence growing up had to be my father. I know a lot of people are going to say family members. He wasn't always the person that was there physically, but because he worked a lot during the week, and so I've spent probably more time with my mother, generally speaking, but my father had the more impactful presence. Like one thing she would always say, we'll find out when. I just remember her saying, well, we'll talk about it with your father when he comes home. Like, he was the decider. And he took me to my first card show. He helped me set up my first card table. I mean, just got me into the hobby and made me understand what the difference was between collecting for yourself and having it as a business, and how to kind of compartmentalize that. And that's really, really helped me over time. So, and then just generally speaking, just to be the person that I am, having, work ethic, wanting to work, trying to, just do right by people. He and I have differing, philosophical beliefs, faith and whatever else. But, I mean, people just look at us, or will talk to both of us, and then they'll say something to the effect of "no DNA test necessary." So I guess that's probably the deciding factor for me. My biggest influence right now, a person that affects a lot of the decisions that I make, would be my wife. A lot of us guys get on here and we do this as this wifely escape thing, and I think regardless of whether or not I was married, I would be doing the hobby. It's not any sort of escape for me. It's something that I do for myself, but I'd probably be spending a lot more time on here and dealing with it, and maybe have made some different choices about it. But whenever I start to think about things that are wrong or things that I like to change, I circle back around to how I got to where I am. And the bottom line is, I've made choices in my life over the last 9 years since I've met my wife that I wouldn't take back any of them. There's not anything that I personally would have done differently from her standpoint. And when I wake up every day, if she's happy, then I must be doing something right. And if she's not, then that's when I gotta change what I'm doing and make it so that she's happy. So that's pretty influential. It's not some romantic idea of artistic freedom or whatever else. I try to be romantic here, but some overly complicated thing. It's just, I get up every day with putting her needs ahead of mine and making sure that she is as taken care of as I'm capable of doing. That's it. I mean, to me, that's influence. So, I don't know. I don't know if that was the definition that he was looking for, really, but, to me, influence is affecting the choices that someone else makes in their life. And, for a lot of years, that was, trying to please my parents and trying to just do what I thought that they, would be proud of me for. And I still do that, but, it's a lot easier now that, I'm an adult and I've had experience in dealing with things. and then just making her happy. That's it. So I want to thank Michael for asking these questions. It was good to sit down and think about these kind of things. There's other questions that can be asked that I would maybe pose to you all if you but I'll leave it to him. This is sort of his kind of headspace project, so I'll leave that sort of thing to him. But if you haven't already put up a response, please do so, because I've enjoyed watching a number of them, and it's the type of bonding thing that he's really good at orchestrating for the community, that kind of brings us together and makes it so that when some of us do meet up, we kind of know where the others are coming from. So, Michael, I appreciate your efforts as always with that. All right, YouTube, peace.